9 people shot after another violent weekend in Lexington. Tonight, how community members and business owners are reacting to the latest string of shootings.
Plus, we're learning more about the 2 men arrested after an incident at UK Hospital. Hear from a family member who says there's more to the story.
And if you like cool, crisp nights in the Commonwealth in mid-September, you've come to the right place. Find out how long this will last straight ahead.
Live from Lexington, our home, your news. This is Fox 56 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Marvin Bartlett.
And I'm Imani Payne. Thanks for joining us on what was a beautiful day here in Lexington as we got a little taste of fall.
Yeah, and we're hoping that pleasant air might stick around for a while. Let's check on that with meteorologist David Aldrich with a first look at the forecast.
Hey, thanks a lot, Marvin and Monty. Are you ready to pick some apples? Well, maybe not, but it's for me, guys.
All right, David, thank you. Well, Lexington police have their hands full tonight. They're coming off of a weekend that saw 9 people shot in 4 different locations.
3 of those shootings happened within a 2-mile radius of Short Street. That's where Georgia Reed Godfrey spent the day, speaking to residents and business owners following the weekend's violence. New tonight, we hear from the grandmother of the 2 men arrested at UK Hospital Saturday night.
Police say the 2 men were armed in a vehicle, but as Georgia MacArthur reports, their grandmother says there's more to the story.
We saw a influx of.
That was Georgia MacArthur reporting. Tompkins was out on bond after being arrested earlier this month after shots were fired in the parking lot of Fayette Mall. Now he and Bowditch face new charges of disorderly conduct and first-degree wanton endangerment. A big win for Kentucky football down in the swamp led to a police investigation back here in Lexington. Officers investigating multiple cases of property damage and criminal mischief on State Street Saturday night. Video shows a fire in the road and a car being overturned. Police are asking anyone with information to contact them or submit an anonymous tip to Crime Stoppers. Lexington police investigating after finding 2 bodies this morning. Officers found the first body just after 7 this morning on Redberry Circle. That's where they found a man in an abandoned car. Then about 30 minutes later, officers responded to the Lexington Recycling Center on Thompson Lane where they found another man. Police say the 2 incidents are unrelated. Both remain under investigation. The White House COVID team recently announcing that people may need to get annual COVID boosters similar to your annual flu shot. Our chief medical contributor Dr. Ryan Stanton weighing in. He says an annual booster recommendation could be likely this year and over the next few years while health experts monitor how the virus develops. Stanton says while he is still seeing people in the emergency department with COVID, he says it's mostly become an endemic illness, but one that should still be taken seriously, especially as we approach the cold and flu season.
Over the weekend, I admitted 2 folks to the hospital because of significant symptoms associated with COVID. We're still seeing long COVID-related symptoms in many adults, not just high risk. And really, vaccination isn't all about just protecting yourself. It's about protecting those that you're around as well.
To schedule your booster locally, contact the Lexington Fayette County Health Department at 859-899-5260. The Lexington Fayette County Health Department is hosting another monkeypox vaccine clinic Thursday. The clinic will run from 9 to 3 at Central Baptist Church on Wilson Downing Road. You do not need to be a Fayette County resident to receive a vaccine, but you must meet the health department's requirements for the shot. Registration for the clinic is currently open and more details can be found on our website. That's fox56news.com. Still ahead, we'll go around the world in 56 seconds.
Including President Biden's new pledge to end cancer as we know it. Welcome back. We are monitoring a situation in Lexington on West 6th Street near Coolevin Park.
Yeah, as you can see, a very large police presence there. We're not exactly sure what police are responding to, but this is a live look at the scene right now. We've got our crews out there. Again, a large police presence there on West 6th Street. We are working to get details about what exactly is taking place there, and we will bring you updates both on air and online as more information becomes available. But for now, let's send it over to David with weather.
Now, your forecast.
Let's get back to you.
All right, thank you, David. The president pledges to end cancer and Queen Elizabeth travels to Scotland.
Those stories and more as we go around the world in 56. President Biden says his administration has a goal of ending cancer as we know it. Biden made his remarks on the 60th anniversary of President Kennedy's famous moonshot speech. Kennedy pledged to have an American on the moon before the decade ended. In the same spirit, Biden wants to see cancer death rates cut by at least half, highlighting new screening technology. One person is dead after a building in Kharkiv is hit by a Russian missile, sparking a fire. The attacks come as Ukrainian forces have retaken the city in recent days from Russian occupation. 2 other people died in a separate strike by Russian forces Sunday night, according to the Ukrainian regional governor. In tonight's talker, the high price of energy has led to heated debate in Italy.
Yeah, it's about the appropriate way to cook pasta. In an effort to save energy, some Italians, who are in the minority, have suggested turning off the flame once the water boils, arguing the pasta will still cook. One chef who's cooked for a number of presidents and first ladies over the years says pasta will still cook without a flame, but it will cook, in his words, really badly. And another cook who is retired says without a flame, pasta will not cook, just get softer.
It's funny that we're talking about this tonight because I burned the pasta I was supposed to have for dinner. I ended up with just a bag of chips, but I say either method is fine as long as we get to eat, right?
Yeah, whatever the majority of Italians say is what I'm going to go with.
Yeah,
they
I
know.
think that's smart,
They
yeah.
know their pasta, right, Mitch?
Yeah, they know it, not me. Don't talk more about Kentucky coming up later in sports, guys.
All right, Mitch, thank you. Some big names are set to take the stage at Rupp Arena to benefit Eastern Kentucky flood victims. After the break, find out who's playing and why this cause is so important to them.
Live from Lexington, our home, your news. This is Fox 56 News at 10:30.
Chris Stapleton, Dwight Yoakam, and Tyler Childers all have something in common beyond music. Eastern Kentucky is their home. This morning, the artist announcing they will play a benefit concert together next month at Rupp Arena.
Danielle Miskell has more on how they plan to help Eastern Kentuckians. September is National Suicide Prevention Month. It's an issue impacting people across the country and right here in Kentucky.
Josh Short tells us the story of a local mother on a mission to honor her son's memory and help others.
Earlier today, Governor Andy Beshear presenting $464,000 from the CARES Act to Clark County. The money will be used to renovate the Clark County Community Services building. The building provides families with clothing, food, utilities, and housing assistance. The governor saying the funding is their way of giving back to an organization that spends each day helping others.
This is a vital resource for Kentuckians in need. Every day, you and everybody here who volunteers and works are here. You're helping our Kentuckians in need, the lost, the lonely, and the left behind that we are all called to serve.
The renovations will include an add-on for a drive-through where the community can pick up food and other goods, while also helping to decrease the risk of spreading illnesses like COVID-19.
Queen Elizabeth honored in Scotland today for her life of service. Thousands turning out to pay their respects, along with the Queen's children, including the new king.
Fox News correspondent Madeline Rivera reports tonight from London.
The late Queen Elizabeth II honored.
Welcome back. As we mentioned earlier, we are monitoring a situation on West 6th Street in Lexington around 9:30 tonight. Police responded to the 500 block there of West 6th.
Yeah, we know a person has been shot there. They've been taken to the hospital in unknown condition. Police are still continuing to investigate. We know it's still an active scene at this hour. This comes on the heels of a very violent weekend here in Lexington. We know 9 people were shot in 4 different locations over the weekend. This just adding to that violence toll. We don't know exactly what happened leading up to this shooting, but we'll continue to bring you updates as they become available.
Movies and genderless fashion.
Here are 5 things to know before you go to bed. A growing number of credit card companies are implementing a new strategy in hopes of preventing gun violence. Visa says it will start categorizing purchases made at gun shops. MasterCard and American Express have made similar commitments. Previous purchases have been labeled as general merchandise. Gun control advocates say the move could help monitor for any suspicious sales activity.
The majority of Americans are experiencing financial hardship because of higher prices. According to a Gallup survey, 56% of respondents say higher prices are causing them financial hardship. That's up from 49% in January. People are responding by buying less, buying only essential items, traveling less, or canceling vacations altogether.
What started off as a blockbuster summer movie season ended flat. From the first Friday in May through Labor Day, research says Hollywood films earned $3.43 billion across North American theaters. That's 21% less than what they grossed for the 2019 summer season, making it the lowest earnings since 2001. The reason for the decline is a shortage of films. ComScore says 22 movies were released this summer compared to the 42 flicks released in summer of 2019.
Now that Britain's Queen Elizabeth II has died, new currency will be produced with the image of King Charles III after a period of mourning. But the old money is still legally usable and will likely be in circulation for years. Other countries with currency featuring the Queen include Canada, Australia, and more. Officials say updates to their currency to feature the new monarch will also be made, but those changes could take longer.
It's Fashion Week in New York, and there are a lot of genderless clothing options on the runways. The theme appears to be breaking barriers. Designers are showcasing unisex looks and outfits that challenge gender norms. There you go. That's 5 things to know before you go to bed.